I supported them, but now my support for them has been destroyed.
Get rid of the FNM government, please, before the country go to hell.
Do not take men aside. This ship is going down. The Titanic is about to hit the iceberg. Please make a decision.
Just help the people go and put y'all in power. Y'all make promises. Just keep one. Just keep one. Be paying back now. Just keep one.
You can't live there.
They told us that the babies, the pregnant people, and the elderly people were supposed to be first preference. We still have babies here. We still have elderly people here.
Right.
So they're not living up to their word.
This is too miserable. He have to go.
Yes. God, that they have to do what they say they do, and they ain't doing nothing. This time I decide not they want to give them an X if I was dying. No, because guess what? In this place, like you said, you cannot allow these people to constantly do us the things what they're doing.
Right.
Look at the Prime Minister, Minister. He said it's the people's time. What kind of people?
His people.
I mean, but there's people, people care who put them in the House of Parliament.
My fellow Bahamians, the Democratic National Alliance is honored to attract some of our nation's brightest minds to come forth as ambassadors and patriots to serve our nation and her people. For almost 10 years, we've been leading the charge for access, inclusion, and the empowerment of our Bahamian people. As we approach another general election and make this clarion call for candidates, there is much work to be done. And all across the Bahamas, the people are saying, we need change. This fight for real change will not come easy. This journey is not for the faint of heart. Thus, we remain thankful to those supporting our cause. We are encouraged by the applications from many across all walks of life who have decided to lend their talent and resources under the banner of the DNA in pursuit of our Bahamian dream. The DNA requires more agents of change to apply for candidacy to serve as future members of Parliament, ministers, senators, ambassadors, statutory board members, and other positions that are required in the governance of a nation. Yes, we continue to welcome our passionate, critical, courageous, and forward-thinking Bahamian patriots. Your country needs you now more than ever. Join the Green Revolution for a new Bahamas, which demands ownership of our resources, access to land, entrepreneurship, quality healthcare and education, and the inclusion of all Bahamians. We welcome your courage, compassion, and innovation to bring about a new Bahamas. The revolution starts now.
For more information, visit us at www.mydnaparty.org. Candidates application.
gentleman said today that the FNM train is off course. The FNM train is not off course. The FNM train has derailed, totally derailed. And the reason the FNM government is giving all these people these contracts is not for them to get back in power, you know. This is what they owe those people for what they did for them to help them win the damn election. And in essence, ain't nobody helped them win the election. The PLP give it to them when Perry Christie refused to resign. And that's the same way it's going to be with the upcoming election, if there will ever be another election. The people are going to vote minutes out. And to vote minutes out is to vote all FNM candidates, the majority of them gone. And Mr. Minnis realized that they have messed up so bad, and all this information now coming out that they were hiding for so long, them and all the other damn governments, all the other party who will judge, all of them involved. Minnis realized the FNM finished, the FNM cannot win the next election. So he is now paying out what he had promised those people. They're trying to get as much as they can because they know they're not going to be in power. And like I said before, the only party I see, and that's an unofficial, it's an official party, but it's not the official opposition, it's the DNA. They're the only one who's talking about what they would do. I hear the PLP come up and not yet to say what we will do different. So if they think they can just sit back and ride along and wait until the last minute to talk about campaigning, to give people promises, people looking at those promises as when it comes up, if they don't say anything about this now, it's idle promises like all the idle promises before. It's a new generation. Even the old people who have voted FNM and PLP are fed up with both parties. Both of them. They neglected the damn masses. People are fed up with this two-party system crap. This is a new generation, a new breed. And things has to change. And I look forward to it. I look forward to it. Anyway, have a blessed day, people.
Good night, Golden Isles, and good night, Bahamas. My name is Antoine Ferguson, and tonight we have a wonderful, wonderful guest speaker by the name of LaShonda Obenia. She will be going over health matters as it pertains to our community. But first, I would like to open up with a word of prayer, and then we'll have the singing of our national anthem, followed by the reading of the Constitution. Let's all bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for all you've done for us. I want to thank you for life, health, strength, and daily bread. I pray that you give us the courage to manifest outwardly the things we desire inwardly. I ask that you help us to speak victory into our lives and achieve victory. And I pray your blessings over this country. In your name I pray. Amen. We'll have the singing of the national anthem. Now we'll have the reading of the preamble. Whereas 481 years ago, the rediscovery of this family of islands, rocks and keys, heralded the rebirth of the New World. And whereas the people of this family of islands, recognizing the preservation of their freedom, will be guaranteed by a national commitment to self-discipline, industry, loyalty, unity, and abiding respect for Christian values and the rule of law. Now know ye therefore, we the inheritors of and successors to this family of island, recognizing the supremacy of God and believing in the fundamental rights and freedoms of the individual, do hereby proclaim in solemn praise the establishment of a free and democratic sovereign nation founded on spiritual values, and in which no man, woman, or child shall ever be slave or bondsman to anyone, or their labor exploited, or their lives frustrated by deprivation. And do hereby provide by these articles for the indivisible unity and creation under God of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Thank you. Before I introduce the speaker for tonight, I want to thank all of you for graciously letting my team and I inside your community and homes. I've had a wonderful time speaking with the people of Golden Isles. I've visited a few neighborhoods thus far, and there are some issues that have been brought to my attention that need urgent fixing. So I want all of us to basically stay encouraged and trust that we will fight on and make sure that when the DNA becomes government, we will address all of those issues. Now I would like to introduce LaShonda Obenia. She is a fourth-year medical student. She is a very smart and capable young professional woman and a mother of one beautiful daughter. She's going to have a talk with us and explain to us why good health is important for the community. And at the end, you'll be free to ask whatever questions you may have of her. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Good night, Golden Isles constituents. Thank you so much, Antoine, for the introduction. So health is a very big topic. It's a major topic. So tonight, I'm just going to focus on the aspects of health that is plaguing our communities and just ways that we can help to improve it. So a healthy community, a better community. What is health? Health is a state of complete physical, social, and mental well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. And this is described by the World Health Organization. Health can also be measured by one's ability to cope with everyday experiences. What is a community? A community includes a group of persons. So for example, Golden Isles constituents living within that area. These group of persons would share common interests, concerns, or identities. It can be defined by geography, culture, administrative boundaries, or geopolitical regions. Or it may just be a group of persons joined by activities such as work or recreation. And this has also been defined by the World Health Organization. So how can we remain healthy in this community? One way we can do this is by exercising. The World Health Organization, as well as the Pan American Health Organization, says that adults from the ages of 18 to 64 years old should exercise for 150 minutes with moderate intensity. So for example, washing windows, vacuuming, or mowing the lawn. They also recommend 75 minutes of vigorous intensity if moderate intensity exercise isn't done. And this vigorous intensity would include hiking, jogging at 6 miles per hour, bicycling fast, playing a basketball game or a soccer game. For kids, however, between the ages of 16 to 17 years old, they recommend 1 hour of daily running, jumping, and climbing. And this is to promote good health in children, as well as strong bones and muscles. We can also remain healthy by having a balanced diet. The recommendation is 40% of fruits and vegetables, 10% of fats, and these would be your good fats, such as those found in avocados, 25% of fiber-rich carbohydrates, such as 100% whole wheat, and 25% of proteins, such as those found in meats and eggs. Another way that we can remain healthy within our community is to focus on our mental health. Some tips for a good mental health would include being active. So the moderate to vigorous exercise throughout the week, enjoying walks with family and friends, getting 8 hours of sleep, at least 8 hours of sleep every day, talking about your feelings, looking for professional help if necessary. So don't be afraid to speak up if there's something bothering you. If there's an issue that you feel like you need to speak to someone about, find someone that you may confide in, find someone that you trust, or visit any of the local centers that are available. So for example, the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center has outpatient clinics, which are perfect for those persons who may be having some issues. Eat healthy. Other persons may find some comfort in a church. Lastly, you should follow medical advice. So remain up to date with any physical exams, attend all follow-up visits, take medication, but only as prescribed, and utilize health services, such as the many community clinics around the country, and use of the National Prescription Drug Plan. So what does your health have to do with the community? Well, in this particular photo, we can see that ischemic heart disease, stroke, and hypertensive heart diseases are some of the major causes of death within our country. All of these diseases are preventable, and all of these diseases can be prevented by our own actions. HIV/AIDS, for example, moved from the 4th spot to the 5th spot from 2009 to 2019. And this was due to HIV and AIDS preventative programs which have been implemented, as well as the personal responsibility of each individual who decided to use protection and who decided to follow whatever advice was given to them from their healthcare providers. Diabetes is also at the top of the list. It actually moved up from 5th spot to 4th spot in 2019. Again, this is another preventable disease. It is a non-communicable disease that can be controlled with diet, exercise, and following the advice of medical personnel. So what risk factors drive the most death and disability combined? Having a high body mass index. So this means being of a higher weight than is necessary for your age as well as your height. Having high blood pressure, especially those persons who have uncontrolled high blood pressure. Having a high fasting plasma glucose. This has to do with the amount of foods, carbohydrates, and sugars that we consume in our diet. Other risk factors include dietary risks, unsafe sex, alcohol use, tobacco, as well as kidney dysfunctions. How much is spent on health now and in the future? So this photo here shows that in 2017, the government would have spent about $941, this is US dollars, per person on healthcare and health-related issues. However, it is estimated that by 2050, that figure would become $1,300 $381. So how we treat our health now affects how much money is being spent on our healthcare now as well as in the future. Out-of-pocket expenses is also expected to rise. So from $468 per person in 2017 to an estimated $516 per person in 2050. So our take-home message tonight: exercise daily. Have a balanced diet. Be concerned about your mental and spiritual well-being. Take and follow medical advice. And in the current climate that we're in, wear a mask and please social distance. Because after all, a healthy community is a better community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Obenia. Really appreciate that. I would like to open up the floor for any questions you will for members of the public who has for the guests. So feel free. The first question is, what do you recommend with regard to mental health, to the mental health situation that has escalated since COVID-19?
Well, with the mental health situation that's currently going on, a lot of the agencies, the government agencies, have noted that, it's a major issue, as well as the churches and other religious leaders around the country. So I would recommend, again, speaking out to someone. So whether it be another family member, a trusted friend, even calling the crisis hotline, but just talking to someone about whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you're feeling. I would recommend looking up for resources online. There are a lot of resources online as well that speak to mental health. And again, utilizing the public facilities that are in place for this.
Thank you so much. The second question is, what are your views and advice on the COVID-19 virus?
Okay. With the COVID-19 virus, I realized that it's a new virus. It's relatively new. It's rapidly evolving. So I would recommend to follow whatever advice is given by the appropriate authorities. And when I say appropriate, I mean not the online forums, not what persons post on Facebook, but definitely respected authorities. So the Center for Disease Control, our local government, the Pan American Health Organization, those respected organizations, well established, those ones that would have done the research on the COVID-19 virus and would have the statistics and the data to back it up. That's, I would say, to follow those recommended advice.
Thank you. The next question is, what are your views on the vaccine and why do you think many are afraid to take it?
With the vaccine, I believe that it has potential to do a lot of good. I know many persons may be waiting on that herd immunity, but again, in the process, you're going to have persons, especially those individuals who are at an increased risk of getting the COVID virus. You would have them being harmed in the process of everyone else waiting for herd immunity. So I do believe that the vaccine has its place. There are different types. There's the Pfizer and Merck and different companies that are developing vaccines. I would say to, follow which one has the most effectiveness, speak to your particular healthcare provider as to the one that may be best suited for you. And I believe many persons are afraid to take it because it is new, where persons are inclined to be afraid of anything that is new. This is the first time that the world is seeing, this generation of people are seeing a pandemic, and it's normal to be afraid. But I don't feel as though the fears are warranted based on the results from trials that are being done right now.
Thank you so much. We have a question. I guess this is a personal question. They ask, would you take the vaccine?
Okay, being in the healthcare profession and having to go around persons that may be immunocompromised, yes, I would take the vaccine because I would want to make sure that I'm not introducing anything to any of those immunocompromised persons.
Thank you so much. Now, another question is, do you feel whether the health ministry should be politicized? If not, what would you recommend?
That's a very good question. I would say historically, the health ministry has always been politicized. There's a place for politics, and I believe that the health ministry can do a little bit better, maybe with persons that are more inclined towards the health of the nation rather than, the politics side. I would definitely recommend someone within the healthcare profession being more at the forefront of the health ministry.
That's good. Another question is, any recommendations for healthy, inexpensive foods? Too many persons are in poor financial conditions to spend the type of monies for nutritional foods. So this question pretty much piggybacks off of one of the DNA platforms whereby we want to promote backyard farming and things of that nature. But can you expand on recommendations you would have for inexpensive, healthy foods?
So that would have definitely been my top answer, to purchase, seeds and the different grains to promote healthy backyard farming. So start your own backyard farm if you have the facilities available, or if you can purchase the soil for it. I would definitely go that route. In terms of the items available in the food store, I would say pool resources. If you have family members that you could pool resources with, and you can put together and purchase these items from within the food store. There's also Bamsi. Bamsi is an excellent option for healthy, inexpensive foods. When you're talking about your fresh fruits and vegetables, they always have some package going on that are relatively inexpensive, as well as some local food stores have specials. They have days where they have specials. So I would say, check those days, check out the specials that run inside the papers.
Okay, thanks a lot. And we'll take one more question. Why did you choose? Well, I guess for me, the reason why I chose the DNA political party is because the DNA party is the party for the average Bahamian. Basically, platforms that's inclusive to the youth as well as those more senior in the country. And it's pretty much time for a change. The DNA party has excellent policies as it pertains to good governance. For instance, Office of the Ombudsman to limit the role of corruption in this country. Also, support for local farming, and also making sure that Bahamians benefit from our natural resources. So that's the reason why I chose the DNA as a political party. So I'd like to thank you. Oh, there's one more question, I guess. How can you be certain that you're purchasing non-GMO seeds?
Okay, with that particular one, you would definitely have to do some research. So let's say you do go ahead and purchase a seed and it has the labeling on it. I would say definitely do the research on whatever names are present on the labels. And again, there are also local farmers markets and local farms around our country that would have non-GMO seeds. So you can be certain about their sources, more so than if you were to buy it from a store.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Virginia. I really appreciate you giving the speech to the wonderful people of Golden Isles tonight. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me.
Now, thank you. Now, I would like to talk about things that I want to have upcoming for the constituency. I do want to meet some more members in the communities. So if you have any particular areas where you feel like there's a need where the DNA needs to come, myself in particular, and meet some people, I'll ask that you reach out to me through either Facebook or email, and I'll be happy to speak with you. and also hear your concerns. I also want to thank all of those who have actually shown their support, because we've been getting a lot of feedback from many people out in the city saying that they're very happy that the DNA is stepping forward and they like what we're doing. So I want everyone to know that we're going to keep fighting forward, and we want to make sure that this country stays a country for for Bahamian people first and foremost, and that this is a country that we're all proud to live in. So with that, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and I really appreciate the support.